Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from Alquar Design. This is the Eagle Eye hand spinner. You can check them out at www.alquar-design.com if you want to check out their actual website. Comes in this very nice tin. There are a few things. You can buy this on Amazon at the time of this review for $39. They also have a few other sellers that may be selling knockoffs, so be careful of that. The tin is very nice. As we open everything up here, you're going to see, again, their card with their website on it, that it is made out of copper. This is a copper spinner. And do not wash it in water. If you're going to wash the bearings out, use something like alcohol, which is probably your best bet. They also give you a few other things. They give you a second set of bearings. These are caged bearings, and they are ceramic. And they also have, which you'll see in a second, cageless bearings, which are also ceramic, installed in the spinner. Now they give you a nice little pouch to keep this in with a hook on it for your belt. It's kind of like a fake leather pouch. It's got the Alquar Design logo on it, and it's a nice snapped pouch that you can use to keep your spinner in. And something that I've never seen before is this neat little bearing opener so that you can open up your slot that you have the bearings in, and you can take your bearings out and change them. So it's cool. In one hand, they give you caged and cageless bearings, so they give you both types. They are both ceramic. Looking at the piece itself, it's very nice. It's made of copper. It's got the copper cap on it as well, so it'll be good for table spins, as you can see right there, and also good for hand spins. The grip is nice and good. Now, it's got a few different interesting things here on the design. It's got these pointy edges that I like to flip. Since I flick forward, I like to have those pointing up because they don't get in my way as much. So I can get a better flick forward if I point those up. Now, if you're somebody that flicks backwards or towards you, you're going to want to flip it over just because it makes it a little bit easier to handle. But I really do like the design on this. The design looks really good. Just make sure that if you flick forward, you have those facing upwards, and if you flick backwards, you have them facing downwards so that those actual points don't get in your way. Now, another cool thing is that you can actually put your finger in the actual holes that they have on this, and it does a really good job at being able to grip as well. So you can use the holes to actually do it as well. So that actually works out pretty cool for the Eagle Eye. So as far as design goes, I really do like the design on this. Now I'm going to give you guys a few seconds where you guys can check out how loud this is, and then I'll be back. Okay, so that's how it is with the cageless bearings in it, and it is a little bit on the loud side. Most metal spinners are a little bit louder than your plastic counterparts, but the spin times on the cageless bearings I find to be a little bit better than the caged bearings. So if you want to open it up, you just have to get into the bearings by unscrewing the caps, and then you're going to have a little slot here, and of course we'll be able to use our handy dandy bearing removal tool here, and you just start the unscrew, and then once you get it, you can pretty much run your finger around to get the bearings out. And again, these are cageless ceramic bearings that were pre-installed in here, and I personally like cageless bearings. They make a little bit more noise, so if you're worried about that, then you might want to go with the caged bearings. They're going to make a little less noise, but they're not going to spin as long as the cageless bearings do, or at least in my experience. So let's put this back together, and I want to do a spin test with the cageless bearings first, and I will fast forward through some of that so that you guys can see that, and I'll be back in just a second. And one thing to note as I'm putting this back together is, again, it's very well constructed as far as a metal spinner goes. It's got very smooth action when you're actually spinning it. And of course you get two sets of bearings. So that's awesome as well. You get the cageless and the caged style bearings. So we'll do 2 spin tests here so that you guys can see the differences between both of them. So you lose about 30 seconds. It only made it to a little over 2.5 minutes. I do want to do a quick show you how this sounds quickly so that you can see the difference in hearing them. But other than that, there's not much difference between the caged and the cageless other than the sound and how it actually, how long it actually spits. So as you could hear, these caged bearings are a lot more silent, so they'll be better for work or school or any place that you're going to be where you want your spinner to be a little bit more silent. You're going to lose some spin time, but if spin time isn't a huge thing to you, then I wouldn't worry about that at all. It still gets over 2.5 minutes right out of the box, and there may be a break-in period there as well where you're going to see over 3 minutes even on the caged bearings, especially if after you clean them, that type of thing, you're probably going to see some increased time. I like the design on this. I like the feel of it. Is it worth the $29 price point? If you like the design, I think this is a very well put together product with a lot of extras like the bearing opener, 2 sets of bearings, caged and cageless, the pouch that they give you. It's got a very good presentation to it. If not, and you're looking for a really long table spins, then you might want to look at a different spot. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. If you have any questions or comments about the Eagle Eye, leave those in the comment section below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember to like, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe because that always helps me out, and I'll check you guys out on the next video.